All right.
Topic
two. LOONA XX. We'll actually be reviewing the mini album. Me and Andrew talked a little bit about some songs that we did like during our reactions, so you can go check that out. We reacted to their music video, which is something we don't always do, but with LOONA, their music videos are good enough that
Card
we feel
and
like
LOONA.
definitely
Card,
worth
LOONA,
checking out.
Card, maybe.
SNSD, maybe.
Oh yeah, SNSD, if they come out with anything as a
If they
group,
ever
I
come out as a
insist.
group, we were making
insist.
SNSD cast.
Yes.
OT9.
SoshiCast. Anyways,
SoshiCast,
who wants to read? Should I read? Andrew read?
I assume Andrew will.
I guess
He's
I'll do
the
it.
biggest orbit.
And I'm this is LOONACast episode 4. So hello,
Yes.
people that are just listening in for LOONACast. It's me again. All right, so this is a review of LOONA's XX. Kind of a mini album, kind of a repackage.
It's a repack. Well, it's a repackage.
It's a repackage, but there's 6 tracks.
Physically, it
and
is.
they only.
Yeah.
It's a repackaged physical album, but on like streaming services such as Spotify.
Yeah.
New mini
They
album.
do
Music.
SM's been doing where it's just the new tracks.
And I mean, 6 is
digital.
a lot. 6 is a lot for a repackage. Like usually you only get
Yeah,
like 1 or
it's
2 for a repackage, 3 maybe, but 6 is that's a pretty decent
That's
amount.
It's
probably the most
basically
I've
another
ever
mini album.
seen out of a repackage.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So
They
I'm just
basically
calling
took
this.
the mini album and turned it into a full album.
Yeah, essentially.
Exactly.
Yeah, I'm just calling this a mini album. So starting us off, we
Oh,
have.
also, we're not doing the bonus physical tracks because they're technically
yes.
teasers
yet.
for the next album. So we didn't think it would be fair
Yeah.
to add that to the score. Plus, they're not out yet. Plus, like, then we'd
Yeah.
have less to talk about in the next
Too
review.
complicated.
So, like, we're just doing the tracks.
Yeah.
Like, if you look this album up on Spotify, we're just doing those tracks.
Yep. Yeah. We'll cover those whenever Luna the Ballad comes out. I believe, like I said, May or something like that. I don't know. Anyway, starting us off, we have the intro track entitled XX, and specifically
Cover
there's
of.
the group. I don't know.
Okay, go on. You were saying something.
There's a space between the X's, so
It's like eyes.
It's a cover of X Gon' Give It To You by DMX.
it's a
It's
cover
not
of
even
that.
close.
It's a cover of
at this point. We're just ruining the joke. Like you guys,
It's a cover of that
Party
XX
Time is
by-
not a cover
by
of
DJ.
Party. And this isn't a cover of either of those songs.
Oh
The
god.
names have to be the same, or it's not.
Anyway, I'd say this is another Luna OP that deserves to be a full song, just because I feel like this instrumental is just way too good to leave just as an intro track. Like it's really good. So I'm always a big fan of the intro tracks that they decide on for Luna mini albums. Jacob.
So I didn't have too much to say, but I really like the voice synths they use for this, and that's sort of a motif that they use throughout the whole album that I liked a lot. So yeah, I thought this was a good intro, and yeah, like Andrew said, it definitely could have been a really cool full song.
Yep.
Yeah. Yeah. I thought this was great. It's super glitchy, like funky odd eye circle style sound, which is what got me into Luna, so I loved it.
Next up, we have the single entitled "Butterfly." Jacob and I, we kind of talked about this a bit. So Nate, I'm gonna let you take first shot at this. What'd you think?
Oh, okay. So yeah, so just for a little bit of background, I was a bit disappointed in their debut in Hi and Plus Plus as an album. It felt like they took a like pretty safe style for their debut, and was kind of underwhelming for me considering how experimental they were with their solo and subunit stuff. So with this coming out, like this is exactly what I wanted from their debut. This song and this album, I really wish this is what they debuted with, because I feel like my Luna like hype dropped a lot from their debut. Like I haven't really listened to that album much, considering how much I listen to their singles or like their solo stuff. But this song and album I'm gonna listen to a ton. I love, as for the song itself, I love how chill it is. Their vocals are just like buttery smooth. I thought the snaps and the piano for the pre-chorus build are great, like super minimalistic. And the drop adds a great amount of energy, like to contrast the like more chill verses. Sorry. I thought the rap part's fantastic. I love the mix of like rapping, talking, and singing all throughout it. They layered a lot of vocals in that part, and I thought that was really cool. Music video I thought was awesome. I like how I like what they did with the diversity, and the different dancers in different locations doing like interpretive dance. That was cool to see. And if you haven't watched their comeback stage on M Countdown, do yourself a favor and watch that, because it's literally one of the best girl group stages I've seen in a long time. The choreography was amazing. Their dancing and stage presence was fantastic. Just everything about it. Everything about this song is exactly what I wanted from their debut. So although I was not as big of a fan of Hi Hi, I don't hate the song. I just expected more. I'm glad it didn't take too long to get to this point to get my hype up for the group and like back to where I wanted it to be.
Jacob, did you have anything else to add to what we had with the
yeah, I'll just retread a little bit and then go into like my actual thoughts on the song. Like what we were saying in the reaction, like the MV was beautiful. I love to see the like diverse cast of people from like all over the world and like all different locations. I thought the instrumental, like the way the instrumental like clears out with a subtle synths and snaps during the Fly Like a Butterfly part of the chorus, I thought that was awesome. The beat drop chorus works really well, and I thought they did a really good job at delivering like a nice high impact. And once again, I really like the voice synths they use for the instrumental. I think it sounds really cool.
Okay, so on my end, I guess I'd want to give additional thoughts now that I've had like a couple days to sit on listening to the music video. I guess to just sum it up entirely, Hi Hi, or the reason Hi Hi was a song that made me realize how much I love K-pop, because I feel like Hi Hi was very much a quintessential K-pop song, and just through a LOONA lens, and it managed to work. Whereas Butterfly is a song that kind of almost makes me forget that I'm listening to K-pop, and I love it for that entirely, which I think sums up my love for LOONA just perfectly, because LOONA has been doing this style of music that is stuff that I was listening to like 4 years ago, like well before I even got back in, quote unquote, to K-pop full time. Like this sort of future-based electronic stuff. Like specifically, this song reminds me so much of one of my favorite future-based producers. His name is Neat, N-E-E-T, but it's like the E's are Greek E's, so it's really cool. Like specifically just the way that they use like the vocal chopping and everything, and like the amount of emptiness that they use in certain parts is just something that it reminds me of him so much. And this is this, like, if you told me this stuff was in K-pop, like if you told like 2015 me that this wasn't going to be K-pop in 2019, I wouldn't believe you, just because that's kind of why I fell away from K-pop, in fact. Because I didn't get as much enjoyment out of it as much as I was getting out of finding SoundCloud producers and people that were doing this type of music. And I think that's why I'll probably always have a soft spot for LOONA, just because they're the ones that are always pushing that edge or finding that new sound and just making it work in terms of the K-pop context. I'd say, yeah, my thoughts haven't changed for the most part. Like, again,
from 2 days ago.
Yeah, from 2 days ago. Like, you'd think, most people, I feel like if there was any issues, it'd be like the fly like a butterfly or the wings part. It might seem weird. Go ahead.
The first time I heard it in like watching the music, because I was gonna write up thoughts for the reaction. I forgot to send them to you, and you guys forgot to remind me. But the first time I heard it, the Fly Like a Butterfly part in the drop, where it's insanely high, that part got to me a little bit. The rest of it, like where it's a little lower, it's not nearly as high, didn't bother me. But that part, I was like, this is a little too grating. I've since gotten used to it, and it doesn't bother me anymore. But like the first time I heard it, I was like, wow, that's insanely high and not really like pleasing to hear. But once you get used to it, it's not bad.
That's actually my favorite part of the song now, just because I love how it, like, obviously it's processed all to hell, because there's no way somebody can hit that. That's like dog whistle level, register.
No one wings like that. No one sings like that.
Yeah, you can't hit that. But I think it's just awesome because it's memorable, and that's what they're going for here. But,
oh yeah, definitely, it's catchy as hell.
We even barely even got to talk about like their styling or whatever, but just, oh my god, it's incredible. Specifically, like, again, I have my biases obviously, so I mean, Chu, I love her outfit. I love she during the live stages, and for that one part, like the black and white, she wears this like really nice like corset belt. I think she's the only one that has it, so that's a nice detail. I love Cherry having purple hair finally, so she fulfills her color. Dirty blonde haired Kim Lip looks incredible. Freaking short hair Hassel, holy crap. Like, why didn't she do that before? Like, I think I think that
this is her best look yet.
Oh, definitely, because I feel
easily.
My issue was that I kept confusing her when I was first starting out. I kept confusing her with a Heejin, because they both had long Heejin, Hyunjin, and Hassel. I kept confusing so easily just because they all have a long black hair. But Hassel looks infinitely better with this bob cut, or like this like shoulder haircut. It's so good.
For me, it was Hassel and Hyunjin that I would always get mixed up, and not because like I could recognize their faces that were different. It was like I just forgot whose name was which.
Oh yeah. Also, I totally forgot. I don't know how I forgot to mention, but yeah, Cherry's hair.
Purple hair.
When like it got teased that she had purple hair, I was just like yelling in Luna Discord like for her every day and for the teaser to come out, and when it did, I was just like became my profile picture in my phone background, and I changed my Discord name to Cherry Daebak instead of Truly Daebak. So yeah, it looks amazing.
Vivi has red hair again. They are gonna give her a different color besides like some shade of red. It's always pink. I mean, granted, she went to black or last time or whatever, but Also, got to mention like how what's her name? Go-on's like the main character of this, because sorry, I got it wrong. Her thing
you got so many comments.
Butterfly.
Sorry, her thing is the butterfly.
What the animal? You're getting the animals.
I'm sorry.
Wrong, like,
I honestly like. I'm not.
I wasn't part of this, but
I could care less about the animals in all honesty, just because they really.
I just know Cherry's a fruit bat because it's weird.
Yeah, something like
that's
I don't know.
Weird choice.
And like Jin Soul is like a beta fish or something like that.
Yeah.
Anyway, she's like the main character, and she gets like one of the main rap lines, and she gets some center parts or whatever. So I think that's just in general like good. Like Loona is just a miracle in how they're managing to have line distribution for 12 goddamn members, because you sure as hell know Wooju Sonyo isn't like they're not doing any of this kind of stuff. Like Wooju Sonyo, when they had 13 members, like I'm sure like all of like 6 actually had individual lines, or because like and half of those were like Yeonjung or whatever. So the fact that they're able to have proper line distribution with all these members is still just a feat that should be celebrated. Moving on, we've got the start of the proper album tracks, starting off with Satellite. It's a song I enjoyed a lot, definitely. Definitely the chorus, mostly. But I would say, in terms of the verses, I'd maybe mix it up a bit. There was this one part in the second verse I love where it kind of it's like a downward arpeggio. It's like do 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 do. And I wish they incorporated a bit more. Also, Yeojin's kind of the one hard carrying the chorus of this, so I'm glad that Yeojin and Vivi are the ones hard carrying the chorus. So I'm just kind of glad that they're getting the lines and the recognition. So yeah, I enjoyed this song a lot.
So right in the beginning, I really like the sound of how like whoever says the "I'm talking about you," and I like the beep beep boop beats like I don't know how to describe them, that they like sort of use to keep the tempo of the song. I think it's pretty catchy. Like I was like, after I listened to it for the first time, I was just like kind of like humming that part in my head. And once again, I think the chorus works really well, especially like the "I'm talking about you, I'm talking about you."
Yeah,
I think
that's
super super catchy.
That's my favorite part of the song, easily.
Yeah.
Yeah, for me, I loved this song. It's probably my second favorite. I thought the chiptune synth line was fantastic, and their vocals were outstanding. I liked the mix of the super synth like sounds and then the actual piano, and then they do the same thing, having like the clean vocals as well as like the chopped up and modified vocals. I thought they did a really good job mixing those two, like more traditional acoustic sounds and real sounds, and then the more synthy modified sounds. Also the ad-libs at the end were like utterly fantastic. Yeah, I thought this song was gonna be my favorite, but then we'll get to my actual favorite.
Next, we've got Curiosity. Just, I guess, logistically, this would probably be my least favorite out of all of the tracks on this, but even that, just, yeah, that's not saying much, because I enjoyed pretty much everything on this, just because that chorus, and I love the da-da-da, like, again, just when they dip into minor, it's on these R&B tracks, it's just awesome. I kind of wish that they did that for the entire bridge, or just like yeah, there's parts that I wish they could have incorporated that a bit more. Also, I feel like with Butterfly, I kind of felt like the raps were a bit like ham-fisted in there, whereas in this, I felt like it was a bit more natural, in all honesty, because I felt like this song worked a lot better in terms of having a rap line. Yeah, that's the thing. I don't think they should. LOONA shouldn't feel forced to have a rap line in every song necessarily, just because it doesn't always go with this, especially if it's something more, I don't know, it's something a lot more chill, a la Butterfly. But with these like R&B tracks, I think it's perfect, and they always complement it well.
Overall, I think the song is good. Like the only real problem I have with it is that I don't think it differentiates itself from other songs on the album enough.
Yeah.
Like as for the actual music, I really like the funky like synth instrumentals that are laced throughout the song. I think the sing rap style of singing they went with in many verses, I think that works really well. So I was happy to hear that because like sometimes it doesn't really work. It can be like annoying, but I think in this song it worked well. And again, I like the song a lot, but like I wish it did more to stand out a little more from like Satellite and Colors, which it like pretty much had the like unfortunate fate of being just sandwiched between. Yeah.
Nate.
Yeah, for me, I thought this song was like straight out of Odd Eye Circle's playbook.
Yeah, definitely.
The song is all over the place, but for me, I thought it was good. I thought there's just so many interesting things going on. My best way to describe it was like it's funky, synthy, chill goodness.
Yeah.
But it's just like I don't really know how to describe it other than that. Yeah, overall, it was another song I liked a lot. I don't think it was as good as Satellite, but I still loved it. Like I said, this is what I wanted from LOONA from the start. So this type of weird, like just awesomeness.
Next, we're on to Colors. This is probably, besides the intro, this is probably my second favorite of the album tracks, just because, again, just the line distribution for the chorus is just a masterpiece of how they're able to get almost every... Like, the chorus, if you listen to it, like, it kind of sounds like it'd be for one person, but they managed to make it work with, like, 4 or 5 different people, and they do it for each different time they do the chorus. It's a different set of people, so getting almost everyone to participate in the chorus and still manage and have them all be able to hit the lines or the notes properly, because there's some high notes in that too, so just having that work out is just awesome. The instrumental during the chorus especially is just really good. Yeah, it's probably what made Curiosity feel a bit lackluster, just in comparison to how awesome the chorus for Colors was. And then there's this awesome instrumental breakdown that they get to towards the end, and then it goes into like this quiet like bridge thingy. I kind of wish that they just, instead of having like the quiet part of the bridge, they just kept that instrumental break and then just transposed the lyrics over that, just because I felt like that would have been a nice change of pace. But I mean, that didn't kill the song too much. Like, this was, yeah, definitely a favorite of mine.
All right, so I thought the like really punchy percussion like mixed with a really nice fun beat, I think that really makes a song for me. Like, it really hypes up the song, even in spots where I feel like the vocals didn't necessarily blow me away. That being said, that's not to say the vocals in the song were bad. Like, there were just some parts that were kind of like just okay, and then other parts that were really good. I thought the pause before one of the verses, like towards the middle of the song, like before the second pre-chorus, was pretty cool. I thought that was well done. And the beat drop chorus towards like the latter half, I thought that felt kind of out of place. But that being said, I still liked it. I thought it was pretty good. So.
Yeah, for me, I really love the fake out for a drop at the beginning, where they like build, they cut, and then they just kind of continue with the song. You kind of expect a drop there, and there wasn't one. I liked the like mysterious sounding instrumentals. I thought it matched the vocals perfectly, and I thought this was a really good vocal showcase. And then the instrumental solo leading into like the more ballady bridge, I thought gave it a good break. So yeah, just another amazing song.
Speaking of vocal showcase, we've got Where You At, which is the closing track for, at least for the new section of songs. So again, I'm usually the one that kind of harps on like boring ballady tracks, but I just feel like juxtaposed against, at least with full member 12 member LOONA, like they mostly do just like dance or electronic instrumental tracks. So something like this is an awesome change of pace, and the vocals during the chorus are just incredibly catchy and incredibly well done. It's easily my favorite of the album track. Like, if you were to tell me my favorite track on a LOONA album would be, or my favorite album track on a LOONA album would be the ballad, I think I was crazy, but they managed to do it. Mostly just because that melody that they use for that synth is just incredible, how it complements the vocals so well. It's kind of like a counter melody almost, like it's just like how it's sort of like touching each of the notes or whatever. But like, from what I'm hearing, I think like Aiden mentioned that this might be what LOONA the Ballad sounds like, and if this is what LOONA the Ballad sounds like, I'm all in. I'm 100% in on this. I want an entire group like this. Also, just a small mention, the producer of this song was Daniel Kim, who worked on pretty much like half the Monsta X album that we just covered. He did Alligator, Ghost, Rodeo, Turbulence, and Stealer, so he's got a pretty good repertoire.
He did all the good ones.
He did all the good ones, yeah.
He did Rodeo, Ghost, Turbulence.
Yeah, so he's got a good track record going for him so far.
So for me, like, this, other than maybe Butterfly, was definitely the standout track in the album, like, easily. I think it easily has the best vocal performances out of, like, any of the songs on the mini album, and it's definitely among the best vocals I've heard from them, like, ever. So, yeah, like, also, I thought the mixing could have easily not worked on this song, but I'm really glad it did. Because, like, in order to pull off the right kind of, like, impact, they needed to, like, convey a certain amount of openness, I guess, as far as, like, the mixing goes. So I was really glad that worked out, because, like, that's one of my favorite parts of the song. And yeah, this is definitely a highlight track in the album for me. It's probably my favorite, I'd say.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it's got the right amount of echoey
echo and openness.
Yeah, because it's kind of hard to get that going with both the vocals and both that synth line. It's like where it's like doo-doo-doo, like it's very short, so you got to stretch it out a bit, like or you've got to make it a bit echoey to just fit the vibe that they got going for that chorus. But it works so well.
again, like the dreamy vibe is definitely like what I like the best about this song. On top of the vocals.
Yeah, for me, this is like the classic, like sentimental girl group style ballady song. And this is exactly what I needed for them. I thought this was utterly amazing, like vocals, harmonies, production. Like you guys are saying, this is your favorite song on the track or your favorite album song. This is my favorite LOONA song, counting all their solos.
Really?
All their subunits.
But I do really love
this song. Blew me away. And I am so excited for LOONA the Ballad because I love this type of song. Like this is the, like, this early SNSD style, like sentimental ballady type of song I just love. And they pulled it off flawlessly. There's not anything else I can say. This is my favorite LOONA song, period.
Like, I mean, I could probably agree with you in terms of vocals. Like, in terms of vocals, this is probably up there with, like, Sonatine in terms of how amazing the vocals are. So, again, if that's our teaser, if this is what, like, our tiny tidbit of LOONA the Ballad, like, we might have a ballad album that's freaking, like, album of the year candidate. Like, not even just counting like this. Like, this is excellent as it is. So, I mean... And if there's one thing that can get you over in Korea, it's awesome. It's amazing ballads. So who knows? That might be their saving grace of all things. So, with that said, we can move on to our ratings. And again, we work for those of you that are new, especially those that only listen to LOONACast. We are working off a new system. We are. Out of a 10, we are scoring a maximum of 7 points for the music, whereas I individually scored 3.5 specifically for the title track and 3.5 for the album tracks, and a maximum of 3 points for the concept. That being said, I am going to give LOONA XX, the single gets a 3 out of 3.5 because Butterfly... Again, I still might need to think it over in terms of if I like this more than Hi or Favorite. If anything, I like them for different reasons, and that's a sign of a good group where it's not really an and/or thing. It's like you're versatile enough to show me two amazing styles of songs, and yeah, I can't get over this song in all honesty. I've just been humming the "Fly Like a Butterfly" part that's like on the train every time I'm listening to this. So. It's an amazing song, and I was so scared that I wasn't gonna like it. I was so scared just because LOONA hype has just been off the charts over the past year. So I'm just like, there's no way they can keep it up, and they managed to blow away my expectations. So, and you know me, I'm stingy as fuck, even when it comes to like groups I love. So for me to say that I'm blown away, that carries gravitas. Album tracks 3 out of 3.5. Again, I enjoyed almost everything. Minor complaints otherwise, but that's a really good score for me. And the concept, full marks, 3 out of 3. I'm still thinking about that music video, the cinematography. Like that's like a masterclass of just like how you produce music videos, how you use color.
Petty, man. Digs you petty.
How you use color to build emotion, as I mentioned before, and just, it complements it so well. Again, not to mention how clean the choreography was. Just like, man, no one does it like LOONA. Seriously, no one does presentation like LOONA. No one does concept. Like they embody the term concept, where everything they do is all it's all part of the plan, as they say. Everything.
LOONAverse.
Every little detail, like from the album, like the order, like 1 through 6, like these new tracks are all in order, and then 7 through 12 is plus
songs
in reverse order. Like again, the attention to detail that they have, that's how you win me over. Again, as a designer, I'm a very detail oriented person. Like those things are what make or break albums, or what make or break groups for me. And the fact that they're able to be so detail oriented, it just puts LOONA in just a completely different level compared to other groups. So for me, that's a 9 out of 10, and that's something I'm very rarely giving out this year, I feel. So well deserving.
Yeah. So for me, for music, I gave it a 5.5 out of 7. I thought like everything was super strong. The only one that kind of like lagged behind a little bit for me was Curiosity. I felt like it blended in with Satellite and Colors too much. And yeah, and then also I really liked the production and like the song overall for Colors, but I felt like certain parts of vocals weren't like nearly on par with like something like Where You At, which is definitely the standout on the album. But yeah, like the 3 songs I'll probably return to the most are Butterfly, Satellite, and Where You At. Those are definitely the best songs in the album for me. So yeah, this was super strong in my opinion. Number 2, Concept, I gave it full 3 out of 3. I thought the music video was awesome. Again, like Andrew said, their attention to detail is definitely evident, and I think it definitely deserves recognition. So yeah, like LOONA, like if I'm going to praise them for anything, their concept is definitely like what I know them for the most. So yeah, overall I gave them an 8.5 out of 10. I thought this was awesome mini album.
Nate?
10 out of 10.
10,
oh my
wow.
God. What?
I loved absolutely every track on the album. It was, like I said, it was exactly what I wanted from their debut. And I think that helped. I think that's why I loved it so much, was my expectations were lowered because High and Plus Plus weren't really what I was hoping they would do based on how awesome and experimental all their solos and subunit stuff was, that it felt too safe. So I kind of fell off the LOONA train. So this coming out and being that experimental, like just fantastically unique sound, was just blew my expectations out of the water. So yeah, it's 10 out of 10. I loved everything about it.
That's the holy grail in K-pop. Again, that's one of our biggest gripes is like, oh, it just sounds like such and such, or it sounds too much like what they've done before. Like uniqueness is in pop music is something that's very hard to find, and the fact that Blackberry's been able to build that niche for LOONA this early on in the game.
For Concept, did you guys even mention the limited A cover?
No.
Because it looks so good. The butterflies,
the wings, that's
the different color wings. That cover is amazing.
But why do some of them not have wings? I don't understand.
There's probably some deeper meaning to that.
There's definitely some deep theory for that.
They need to grow, and then we're going to find out something like that.
I don't know. There's like dots on some of their wings, and people are saying it's like a teaser for the next album or something. I don't know.
What the hell, dots?
I don't
teaser.
People are reading tea leaves at this point.
No,
we're making up some bullshit.
But the cover is beautiful.
How I visualize Orbits, who are making these theories, are like the crazy guy with the map and the dots and the red lines, like
aliens. No, just kidding.
But yeah, so 10 out of 10.
Yeah,
Cooper.
I thought this was super good. Cooper's thoughts.
Cooper's thoughts. His summary is, in retrospect, I don't think their debut was as strong as it should have been considering the long build-up, but the teasers for this new album really impressed me, and when I saw the MV, I was blown away. The cinematography is their best yet, and the lyrical meaning with all the diversity was so beautiful to see in K-pop. I love every track on the album. This is exactly the sound I hoped for as they evolve. I don't have a favorite track, they're just all that good. I know I gave CLC number 1 a 10, but this so far has been my favorite album of the year. Wow. So
I like how he gave CLC a 10 and has regretted it twice because of ONF. He was like, he gave a 9.5 and was like, this is better than CLC. And now he's like, this is better than CLC.
So yeah, no surprise, Cooper gives this perfect marks, a 10 out of 10. So crunching the numbers, that averages out to a 9.5. A 9.375 round up to 9.5. And that gets Ace. Truly Daebak. Shiny.
Daebak.
Easily gets Truly Daebak.
Yeah, definitely. I mean,
way over the threshold.
Way over the threshold. Incredible album. I know for those of you that might not be Orbits or just are listening to it because you are either just a traditional listener of LOONA, or you're trying to or of our podcast, or if you're just trying to gauge what opinions are. If you're kind of hesitant to listen to LOONA, just like don't let the craziness of Orbit scare you away, because this is some of the best music we have just in general. Like right now, honestly, like you're doing yourself a disservice if you're gonna ignore LOONA for the craziness that their fandom sort of brings. And yeah, I say that as someone that usually doesn't like participating in craziness of fandoms, or like ARMY just revolts me, is revolting for most of the part, but. I mean, just again, it's worth it. It's worth it just to listen to just how amazing their music is. And you really, again, if you haven't listened to them or if you were lukewarm on them at first, seriously, just give Butterfly a shot. Like, I think it'll blow everyone away, in all honesty.
Yeah.
So you can go listen to it on Spotify, Apple Music. If you're in Korea, I don't know why you're listening to this because we're speaking in English entirely, but I'm sure you can find it on streaming services there. Physical albums are delayed, but the second I get my hands on it, maybe I'll do an unboxing. Let me know if you want to see that, or maybe I'll see what the hidden album tracks are up to. But yeah, let us know what your thoughts are on LOONA in the comments below. What did you like Butterfly? What was your favorite album track? Would you put this above plus plus, or would you put plus plus above XX? Please let us know in the comments.
Yep. Honestly, I really love the fact that his solo music is so distinct from what he did with Shiny, but it doesn't like disrespect, I guess.
Oh no,
like,
it doesn't.
The fans
whatsoever.
Originally love him for.
Yeah.
And like what you were saying, like I just feel like if somebody asked me like who is like the best like performer in Korea, I feel like Taemin is.